Batman Mask of the Phantasm is an interesting phenomenon. It's an animated Batman movie that came out in the 90s, but was actually released in theaters as opposed to going direct to home video. It seems that Warner Bros. Was banking on the Batman brand, the quality of the film, and the large fan base for the Batman animated series that it would be a hit, and I have to say they were right, though future Batman animated movies would all be released straight to video rather than getting theatrical releases. If you're unfamiliar with the animated series, it's one of the best cartoon series of all time. It features great animation, a weird noirish art style, and great voice acting, as well as being both kid-friendly and adult-friendly at the same time. The city of Gotham, as shown in this film, is a timeless city. The odd bit of technology here and there places the film in a contemporary time, the early 90s. But the architecture, the cars, everything about it has an Art Deco look, as if the citizens of Gotham have been stranded away from outside influence for several decades. If I was to describe Gotham in this film, it would be if you took the city of Rapture from BioShock, removed the underwater setting, and had an even more colorful cast of weirdos. The film has to do with a new character called the Phantasm, though honestly I don't believe the name is ever used in the movie. The Phantasm shows up and starts hunting down and killing criminals. People mistakenly think that Batman is responsible, and there's an increasing pressure on the Gotham City Police to come down hard on him for being an illegal vigilante. Meanwhile, an old girlfriend of Bruce Wayne's comes back into his life, and through this we learn a lot about his origin. And I don't mean the things that we already knew, like how his parents died and all that, but more about how he started out as Batman and took his first steps toward becoming who he is today. The film relies heavily on flashback, but the plot is never confusing and is actually straightforward. We also get a little taste of the Joker, who is hired by one of the mobsters to flush out and kill Phantasm. And the Joker is actually the first person to find out the character's true identity. And we get hints at the Joker's own origins as well. Overall, it's a great story that is both true to the spirit of the Batman animated series, as well as going beyond it and doing a story that couldn't be told in 22-minute chunks. It's not the absolute best take on the character, but it's a damn great movie. And it's a shame that Warner Bros. Didn't continue releasing the animated films in theaters. But this did kick off what would eventually be known as the DC Animated Universe, so there is that. And I'll be reviewing a few of those films in the coming days. That being said, Mask of the Phantasm isn't perfect. The double twist of who Phantasm is, well, it's fairly obvious, but at the same time, there's almost no indication of how the Joker figured it out so quickly. But minor issues aside, I highly recommend this one if you passed it up back in the day, or even if you haven't seen it in a while. I give it a 9 out of 10.